Well, hello, everybody. How's it going tonight? It's Saturday, and hey, looky here. We got Irish Outlaw in here.
I'm I'm full
I
of
forgot my ears.
yeah,
There we go. Yeah, dirty hands, too.
dirty and cut. I'm beat to hell, and for nothing, by the way. So
Which one beat you up today?
uh, the ambulance.
The ambulance, Artemis?
Yeah, my oil pan fix. It worked. It don't leak. Unfortunately, I must have had one too many anger swings, and I hit one a little too hard and pushed the windage tray into the rods.
Oh, no.
So she starts and runs and just screams, but she's got a hell of and I know it's not a rod. I already got a hold of the company and I've got new windage tray, the actual oil pan that's I just went ahead and spent the damn money. I'm tired of messing with it, but I got to pull it back out. So, but it runs great, stays cool. It just is what
makes
it
some noise,
is.
huh?
Oh, I'll tell you what, this thing runs really good. Like if it wasn't for that noise, I put the exhaust on it. I just got these special exhausts they make. Just these cars are a nightmare. If anybody wants to get into 69 and back Bonneville Catalinas, unless you want to spend $800, there's a company that makes the headers, Doug's, because of where the steering box is. It's right under the motor. So you have to get special tubes that are up in there, and I have them. They still don't fit with a dam. I'm gonna have to heat them up and finesse them a little bit, but and just regular cherry bombs, and boy, does this sound good. The motor's very very strong, but can't nothing be easy, you know. Nothing be easy.
Specialty cars are like that. You just stuff you wouldn't expect comes up and bites you in the butt.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is something I should have known better. I tried to finesse it, and I thought it would work, and it didn't leak. But then I got to underneath there and I let it run because I knew it had like 60 pounds of oil pressure warm. I mean, it's ready to roll. But while it's sitting there clacking, I'd put my hand under the pan, and it's not a rod hit, it's something hitting the pan. So the pan is on the
Like the
windage tray.
counterbalances.
The windage tray is into whatever it's in, and the pan's into whatever that's in. So I know the motor's fine. But I tell you what, I'd went ahead and let it idle for 15 minutes, come up to temp, 180. It just sat there, no fan shroud. Just I got a, kind of like us the derby guys used to do. I just got a belt that fits the water pump and the crank pulley, and it's nice and tight. And the fan, no shroud, and 180. She sat there, never moved. So, like I said, I got the stuff. I'm over it. And I had a family reunion today for about 2 hours, and I come home and thought, yay, I'm going to get that on there. I cranked her off, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I just went ahead and worked on I gave up on Artemis and went to work on Blanche and took her around town to Blanche.
Went ahead
and worked on on Blanche. Hey, Buck.
Hey.
Damn, he's got special 4K looking there.
Whoa.
Fancy.
I turned the lights up today.
Well, you're so bright. Orange and,
Well, that's why my mom calls me son.
Oh. You're lucky. Mine told me I had the parents, I think we're all pretty much Gen X here. At least in here, we're all Gen X. My parents would say, hey, you what?
61. I'm the what's the other one? The one before that.
Boomer.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm Gen X. And I know BareRose is Gen X because we're like, what, a year apart? So I want to know how he's got so much black in his hair yet.
Yeah.
So I'm 75,
here,
actually. Yeah.
I know.
That's why mine ain't long anymore.
Yeah.
I started to get that spot, and I didn't want to be that guy,
Rich GT 350 baby boomer. I'm the baby boomer. I think the
That's
last
it.
one. I was
Yep.
I was born in 61, and I think right after that is the Gen X.
Yeah.
I heard that called the TV generation. I don't know.
Flower power generation.
Peace.
I'm the generation where Dad said, "Find a kite, go to the highway, play with it. I don't want to hear about it." That's how mine was. So
my name was
my dad used to say to me, he'd say, "Marky, you're good for two things." I'd say, "What's that, Pop?" He said, "Nothing and no good."
My dad would bitch about my car. I had a 83 Mustang GT, a 66 Mustang, and a CJ7. And all three of them got me in trouble. All three of them got me in trouble. Well, the 83 GT, he'd say, "You're going to tear that." And he'd cuss and call me everything under the sun. Well, one day I was out working on, him and his buddy were working on their John boat. And I drove up behind them, and they were at the garage. And Dad said, "Damn it, we're out of beer." So he said, "Jay, go up to Kenner's, this bar up here in town that my cousin owns." He says, "Go up there and get some beer." And his friend Ron Allen says, "Nah, John, hell, let's go up there. I need to get cigarettes anyway." At this time, by the way, I'm 16. Go up and get beer. That's a small town life, Yeah. So I start to walk towards the car, and Ron says, No, we'll go. I said, and Dad said, or he said, "But Jay's parked behind us. He's back and he's behind us." And Dad goes, "We'll take his car. My name's on the title anyway." So I'm like, okay, they're just going to run up to the bar and back. There's this road outside my house where I grew up, the state aid road. It's like a 2-mile stretch that leads to a highway of like pavement. And I hear the car. You can hear it. It turns the first corner, goes to the stoplight. Then it hits the next stop sign. And I hear nothing but squalling tires and gears. I seen them hauling ass on that state aid road. I didn't see my car or them until about 8 hours later. They opened the car door, beer cans fell out, wine bottle fell out, that ripple. Oh yeah, no tires left. I had the rear tires were completely burned off. Dad throws the keys at me and says, "That thing runs pretty good." I was like, "Jeez, son of a bitch." I said, "You're buying them tires." I said, "You want to drive that car anymore, you'll buy your own damn tires." I was like, "Oh, come on." But my dad was that way. He used to run from the cops in his 49 Ford. Had a flathead V8, 3 on the tree with a single straight pipe on it. And he'd run around his hometown and the cops would chase him. And at that time, he was like 18 or whatever. And the drinking age was 18. So he'd run into the bar, sit down and order 2 beers, one for him and one for the sheriff. And the sheriff would come in and say, "God damn it, where'd you go this time?" Because he could never catch him. He'd always get him at the bar. But Dad, he was a hellraiser. And, but he was the good hellraiser, didn't cause no harm. He was a hell of a driver and a hell of a mechanic. But could you imagine sliding a 49 Ford around dirt country roads? His buddy said that he was just a fantastic driver. He'd slide like now what you call drifting. He would do that around short dirt road corners in a 49 Ford.
A 40 like shoebox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things had so much body roll. Oh man. If Ralph Nader would have been born then, that's the car that he would have done it unsafe at any speed.
Unsafe at any speed.
They came from the factory with bump steer. Severe bump steer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can just watch somebody driving one that's done original. Short corner, about 30 mile an hour.
Work the brake and lean into it, get her to roll.
Yep.
And keep them suckers spinning.
Yeah. I still have, my dad made his own tools for that car because back then they didn't have flathead Ford tools. He had his own valve tools. He had everything, and I have them somewhere. He made them. Everything, because them springs on them valves can be a little bit of a son of a bitch. sometimes try to get all that out of there. And
On a
I had
flatty?
on a flatty,
Oh yeah.
and he swore up and down that was the best motor ever made. The flathead Ford. You run the hell out of them. It didn't matter if they overheated or not. Just keep going. That, and he liked Olds motors. His favorite was the Olds motors. But that's
That rocket, man, it dominated the 50s. Everybody talks about the Hemi, you know, when it first came out in the 50s, but the Oldsmobile was just eating it up.
yeah. The only thing they had problems with is oiling.
Yeah.
You had to. Yeah, you had to. A lot of people, they'd run a line from that journal in the front to the rear, so it get to the back part of the cam, or it was vice versa, from the rear to the front. Sorry, just so it wouldn't. Plus, they like to suck all the oil up into the valley because that is a huge valley, and I've seen
And
some
Ford
stuff.
was the opposite. It couldn't get enough up there.
I'm running around with 5 pounds of oil pressure doing burnouts in a Ranchero. You know, I don't have that problem in on my Windsor engines, my small blocks, but this damn thing. I got a new oil pump for it and stuff too, and the hardened. I got the high volume with the ARP hardened, whatever you call it, actuator stick thingy. Yeah. But
drive shaft drive.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. I'm still trying to get over having a knock in my brand new motor. But it scared the hell out of me. I thought, what the hell is this? You know, no way. And it's not. Once I got under there and felt that something was actually hitting the pan, I was like, yeah, that's not, better not. It's brand new friggin'.
That's probably exactly what it is. That big old counterweight or something's come around and just whacking. It's slowly machining itself to where it wants to be.
I'm sure it probably machined itself metal right into the damn oil too. But I ordered the new one, $208.
Wow.
I didn't really want to do that, but after hearing it run, I was like, oh, this thing runs great. I'm going to do it right, you know. So.
Yeah, the old 303.
It did. Rocket 303.
So, Jay, that was that custom oil pan you put on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the one I lightly finessed.
Yeah, I was wondering if you turned the engine over after you beat it.
No.
But no. Okay.
No, you just send it. That's pretty much what I said. I'm just gonna send it.
It'll either go or blow.
Yeah. But no, I'll get that new one on there. It won't be a big deal. It's really nothing. I'm like a absolute pro now at pulling out and putting in that motor. I've done it about 15 times.
I was just going to say you got a lot of practice doing it. So.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of practice on it. But I'll get it. I got plenty of time, right? Like what, 200 days? Something like that?
260.
Yes, that's it. Just don't tell John.
Hey, I was just saying that earlier that it's less than 60 days because you got travel time, you got loading up time, and another time to say, what tools do I want to bring, what else I want to bring, all that other stuff. So it's less than that.
And you got to drive the bugs out of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I'm bringing a hammer and dynamite.
Yeah.
That's it. If I can't fix it with the hammer, I'm going to use the dynamite. I've had enough.
Just knock the VIN plate out of the windshield, pull the plates, walk away.
Yeah. That's what most people did with Mopars on the interstate all through the 70s. So, I mean, how are we doing anything different? Half the Mopars around here were abandoned on the interstate.
Well,
Auto
Salvage said he was going to buy a car up there and then race it and then sell it and then go home.
Not a bad idea. Unfortunately,
I've already got offers on that Mercury.
Really?
Yeah. That blew me away.
I got an offer.
Everything I got's for sale. So, yep.
I got an offer on that Ranchero the other day.
Yeah.
All I did was take it to get gas. This older feller, he pulled up behind me. He says, "You want to sell that?" And I just, no. You know, I'll give you $6,000 for it right now. I was like, oh, no. It's not bad. Something I got about $1,500 in. But yeah, all my stuff's staying with me. They'll be family heirlooms, I guess. Be different. I mean, if it was something like, I might get rid of my Bronco maybe, or that D100, but I'm still waiting. If I piss off enough Mopar guys, I may just stick a 464 down in that thing. Take that, you know.
We're looking at a Dart to do that with. I still
Really?
got that center sump for that 460. Drop a Ford in a Mopar. Yeah.
You wait for the unsubscribe.
I always told everybody, don't worry, I'm going to do something stupid like find a super bird, knock the wing off of it, knock the nose off of it, and slap a straight 6 in it and change it into, I don't know, like a Belvedere or something.
Do that with an old flathead 6-cylinder. Don't even use like a slant 6 or nothing. Just use some kind of old flathead, like out of a frickin' Nash or something like that.
Yeah, with a single valve.
That would be the ultimate clone, though. You take a car that is, that everybody clones, but you do it backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of a 2-door conversion, you do a 4-door conversion.
How would you do that with a Mopar, though? Wouldn't you have to shorten it down to make it look like a Fiat? Anyway.
That's a good one. That's a good one right there.
Yeah. I got the hate's going to hit on this. I don't know. Like I said, now, everything needs to be restored. It's just, we all have our few perks. The only reason I'm so anti-Mopar is that is all I had around me my entire life. And it was like, well, what about these? No, you don't want none of them. And then I show up with a little Ford and, a little Fox body Mustang, and people lost their damn minds. Yeah. I'm trying to read some of these while I'm going.
There's a reason they got rid of that roll down back window, though.
In the park lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was for airflow, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you can light your cigar, drive along, and you just crack the back window and it sucks it out without any wind noise.
Hey, Ken. Call garage in the house.
But when you see it in action, when it rolls down, it's going to be a little anticlimactic. It only rolls down about that far.
Now, is that safety glass, or is it actually like a windshield?
It's tempered.
Really?
That would be that's probably like a side glass, isn't it? You break it, it would go into a million pieces.
Diamonds. I'll have diamonds forever.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to try to look for another one. So, yeah.
I honestly didn't know they existed. I had no idea. I seen that and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's a great idea. I mean, really, if your air vents still hit the cigarette ashtray, it goes right past the kids and out the window instead of just blowing right at them. That'd be the way I see it. Did you ever notice that? How every ashtray in the 70s was right by the damn air vent. So if you're in the back, my dad was a smoker for years, and I'd be in the back and it'd just blow right out of that. Right into the back. We didn't care about secondhand smoke in the 70s, apparently.
No.
I remember ashtrays at the end of the aisles in Kmart.
Oh, yeah.
The old sand pit ones,
Well, my doctor, when I was growing up stand over me. Oh, well, what seems to be the problem? You know, he has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. They did that thump thing to thump your stomach for hernias and all that shit. He'd be sitting there smoking a cigarette. Uh-oh. I'll be back in just a minute. I got food coming for the fam.
Sure.
Hey, we'll be here.
The cool ones, the roll down back windows are in the early ones. You can tell them because they slant backwards of the car, and they roll all the way down behind the back seat.
That's the one I thought you were talking about, but
yeah, this one, it goes down about that far.
Was that it? Okay.
Yeah, and shortly after it, they got rid of it. They quit doing it.
Yeah, that's one vehicle I haven't owned is one like that. Another thing I haven't owned it yet either is a Lincoln. I haven't had any Lincolns yet.
Really? Want one? Come get it.
Yeah. Oh, there's some Lincolns I don't want, especially on the front wheel drive ones where in the later 90s or something. Man, they were terrible cars.
This one's still rear wheel.
Yeah.
97.
Well, I'd rather, like, do you remember that? Do you remember the commercials years ago? They had that, they were cutting a diamond in the back of a Lincoln, or was that a Mercury? I forget, but they're the ones I want.
I think it was a Lincoln.
Yeah, one of them big boats.
Fastest I ever got stopped in was in a 72 Lincoln Mark. He clocked me at a 146 and a 55.
Wow. I had a bunch of Cadillacs, but I haven't had any Lincolns yet.
That's back when everything was 55. It's not like now.
Yeah.
Freeways, everything was 50. Jimmy Carter.
Yes, UP.
That's what started the Cannonball Run, was Jimmy Carter's 55.
55. Can't drive 55.
It was a protest against that.
Yeah, that was a bunch of bull.
And Oregon kept that forever.
Yeah. Mercury Turnpike Cruiser, 58 had a down the window.
In 58? I was trying to remember how far they went back.
So Leighton's it looks like Leighton's changing his channel name. Heavens Mopar make it in there? Yeah, there he is.
There he is. How's it going up there in Spokane? I hear you guys are getting the heat too.
Oh, this our Peter.
His brother made some of the nastiest beer. Oh man, Billy beer. You remember that?
I never drank it. Nope.
I'm thinking my grandma's 67.
I don't know.
I don't think the Cougars did. That was more of their luxury stuff. Cougar was that was a hot car.
So it looks like Punisher's transmission swap isn't starting off very well. He has a transmission with 5 neutrals in it. And one's supposed to be there, but I don't think the other ones are.
Yeah, that's what it was. They all wanted us to conserve, and that was the first movement, that first hardcore movements on that.
Yeah, that was back when you can only get $5 worth of gas at a time.
Yeah.
But it was, or 5 gallon. I think it was like 5 gallon, but $5, 5 gallon.
A lot of that wasn't because there was a shortage, it's because the gas stations didn't want to buy it.
So Heaven's Mopar at 104 degrees. I don't think it's supposed to be that hot up there.
That's what it is right now here.
Is it?
Yeah.
I had 85 today, and the humidity was like gone. It was a beautiful day.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. And it was pretty humid all week, but we had rain. We had some heavy rain the last 2 days, and then today was not a cloud in the sky. 85 degrees. It was nice. I have no gear.
For the longest time, my name was BareRose, the 2 words, and I didn't have garage on it.
Yeah.
And I got nothing off of that. Then I went in to try to search my own name. All that came up was gardening stuff. So,
yeah.
Okay, I know what I got to fix.
Well, that's what happens if you don't put Buck Does It all together and just put Buck and Does and it comes up with a bunch of deer and a bunch of buck. Yeah.
It took me quite a while to find your channel there for a while.
Yeah. And then once you put it all together, that's why I put it on there that way. Because if you search it that way, you'll find it. I was going to change it. And I thought, well, I don't want to change it yet. Not in the middle of the game.
Speaking of the YouTube stuff, have you guys heard the news?
No.
YouTube is back in litigations with the copyright people. They're trying to do a split. So if you do like copyrighted material, you know how they'll take all the money from it if you get monetized and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're trying to get it to where it's a split. So like half of it goes to the record company and half of it goes to you.
Oh. So then you don't have to worry about being
demonetized for it. Yeah. Actually, YouTube has really come a long ways from where they used to be on that. I had a channel years ago, again, just named BareRose. It was just me riding my horse through the mountains.
Yeah.
And I put Salisbury Hill by Peter Gabriel, or not. Yeah, Peter Gabriel. I set it to music with it. They pulled the video, hit me with a strike, and boom, shut me down for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Put me in timeout. I was like, holy crap. Then I lost it. I said, screw YouTube. I'm not going to do it no more.
Yeah.
But now they've gotten a lot better at it now. Hey, there's my little nephew.
Brody. Is that your nephew? Hi,
Yep.
Brody. And that other RP Dynalo is SRP. Remember SRP?
Wow, you changed your name?
Yeah, because you can't find his channel by putting SRP in there at all. There's like 1,500,000 million SRPs or something like that. I know I couldn't find it.
That's like first responder garage.
Yeah, that was the wrench.
Yeah, the wrench.
Yeah, because there was too many of the wrenches.
I seen him pop up and I said, oh, I'll sub him. I went over and I looked and it said, you're already subbed. I said,
yeah.
I did
the same thing. I'm like, this guy looks familiar. Well, who is it? And then next thing you know, I changed my name. Yeah.
We got this local shop, a local pizza place called Joe's, and I had ordered them, and for some reason I didn't get the thing that I was going to be on, but I always get these chicken wings, right? Look at the size of these things.
Dang.
They are huge.
Yeah, it's like a leg.
It's like, all right, what are you guys putting in the chicken?
Yeah.
You know, make them that damn big. Sweet chili sauce on them.
Yeah.
I use that stuff on everything. Boy poi.
They have a commercial about that.
Sweet Thai chili.
I put that stuff on. They don't say stuff though. I think that's Frank's hot sauce. Yeah, I'll put that stuff on everything.
Buff, I can't help it. Casey's Pizza is good. I got a Casey's a mile from my house, and we'll order it up, go grab it, bring it home, and I'll get so sick of it because I'll stop at a Casey's in my semi, and I'll get there and I'll like, oh, I don't want pizza, and that's all they'll have. So everything will be out, and they'll have pepperoni pizza. I'll grab it, and no matter what, how much I don't want it, I'll get in the truck and I'll take a bite, and it is so friggin' good. The grease just comes off. I mean, you can feel your arteries just going. It's like you don't care. But I'm trying not to eat on camera because that might be a little. It's like,
It blew me away when I found out Kentucky Fried Chicken started in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
They named it that because nobody had ordered Mormon fried chicken.
Mormon fried chicken. That's pretty good.
They bought all the fryers and everything. They were the first, real franchise opening of it.
And Don English is back. Dutch guys.
Don't be doing that in the dark. Wait till it's daylight and have your camera rolling. It's like the one time.
Boy here, he had a tripod road tractor. I mean, about every 2 weeks, he'd tip that sucker over right in front, right at the intersection of our house. As you turn, there's hayfield over there. He'd cut every time. He'd come flying by there and boom, tip that sucker over.
I have to get some wings now. I haven't had any in a while.
This ain't all of it. I got a whole thing of baked spaghetti in there waiting on me. Friggin' hungry.
Yeah, I just had a Fig Newton.
Hey.
Just to hold me over.
Ain't it? I ain't had one of them in a while either.
Yeah, neither did I. I just was at the store today and get some Fig Newtons. I said, so I go to Costco and they have these bigger ones. They're really good. Hey, Zion Bear made it over.
I'm so white trash that my favorite snack is saltines with Kraft slices. Like, take them right out of the paper of the wrapping and just fold them up, put them on a saltine, eat them. I'll do that, and then I'll get yelled at because the kids want grilled cheese. Where's all the cheese? Mm-hmm. And I'm standing there with crackers all over me,
I used to have the limited edition Primus Greatest Hits CD collection, and it looked like that. It looked like a thing of cheese slices, and the CD was in there. Oh. And what was it called? They Can't All Be Zingers? Something like that.
I don't know.
I'm a big Primus fan, though, so.
Hey, you can't go wrong with Winona's Big Brown Beaver. It's
strokes it all the time.
Mm-hmm. It's worse when the bastard tries to bite you. Then you know you got to go get the shot. A lot of people didn't get that song. Winona's got herself a big brown beaver. She strokes it all the time. I mean, come on. Come on. No parental advisory on that CD whatsoever. They got away with everything on that.
Actually, I've met him too. He is
Really?
one of the coolest guys.
Did
He's
you
got
know
a
he tried
cabin
out?
in Atlanta, Idaho,
Really?
and goes up there fly fishing.
Did you know he tried out for Metallica?
Yeah.
And they said no. Because he was just too damn good.
I can see why though. That's a square peg, round hole. That and they just lost the ultimate bass player too. So
that the band, the country band that I'm in, we got this little 24-year-old or 23-year-old bass player. He can play all that crap. Playing
really?
country. Yeah, and he does all finger, no pick, which is rare. Most people, they cheat, their guitar players, so they just use a pick or they'll use their thumb or one finger. No, he's doing this. And it's all like we do, God damn it, Elvis. Travis Tritt did it too. Trouble. And I'm a shithead, so I'll do it at 200 and some beats a minute. Hello, Trouble is fast as P, and he keeps right up, and I'm like, yeah, I keep going. And then by the end, he's like, woo, that was fun. And my arms, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die because I'm doing it too fast. Yeah,
that's the thing. A bass player and a drummer, they have to be connected, and that's the whole back of the band, and everybody follows.
If they don't mix, the band is garbage.
Yep.
I hate to tell people that. You can be the most hated two people in the band. You can hate each other, but as long as the bass and the kick snare rhythm is going, but if not, you'll know real quick. I've actually played with a couple bass players who would be considered phenomenal, but me and him just didn't mix. And we knew it. Me and him were still friends. It wasn't like, you suck or you suck. It was, yeah, our playing styles just don't match. But I've got two bass players. Well, one especially lives down the road from me. Me and him could be in separate rooms, listening on earplugs, on earphones, like in a studio, and without even writing anything, just off the cuff, we know where we're going. We know exactly. He knows my rhythms of what I do for changes. It'd be a snare or a tom, because I'm not one of them guys that. No, I will do that once in a while just to be a shit, but most of the time that's everything over here besides my kick, snare, and hi-hat or ride. That's all. It's just accents. That's all they are. You got to figure a drum set is just like it's like an orchestra. You got your low brass, your woodwinds, get this, and the brass don't come in until the crescendo. That's somebody told me that once. I might be wrong, but but yeah, I've always thought of that. Everything over here. I am a Phil Rudd AC/DC style drummer. Boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop. Except I hit the boom and the pop at the same time. Boom, pop, boom, pop, boom. It puts a hell of a drive in things. Pisses off a lot of old country people, but
I was a boxcar guitarist too, so yeah, I get it. I can nail a pentatonic, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I can play rhythm. That's about it. Guitar. I got more guitars than drum sets.
The only thing I could tune is a fish. I have nothing.
But those days are gone. I haven't touched a guitar in probably 15 years now.
Jeez. Well, I know I'm bringing one. I'm going to bring my acoustic. I think Travis is bringing his guitar.
Yeah, I guess Travis is pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm going to probably bring mine. I don't know if I'll bring the acoustic, but I might bring out the Fender, and maybe I could bring a drum set and a PA, and Safe.
You got enough room in an ambulance.
Everybody just grab something and play.
You got plenty of room just to throw it all in there.
Yeah, throw it in the back of Blanche. I got all that room. Well, I'm gonna have my fifth wheel, so I got plenty of room to carry shit in. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have a car truck, the mullet style car, so I got plenty of room.
I even made it on Oprah playing.
Did you?
Yeah, I had like 3 seconds of fame.
That's 3 seconds more than I have.
It was she was doing a makeover thing. This guy had long hair, and he was a guy from Salt Lake that he was in a band that used to travel up through here. I sat in with him one night, and their rhythm guitar player was gone, so I just happened to go up there with them, and yeah, little second, little there, and there I am, and there am I not. I was out in the shop putting an intake manifold on a 87 Ford van, conversion van. Nasty job. But anyway, I'm working along, getting that intake on there, and the wife comes running in. What the hell you were doing on Oprah? I said, what? I've never been on Oprah. What are you talking about? And she showed me her phone, and there. What the hell am I doing on Oprah?
How am I on Oprah and I didn't win shit?
She didn't give you a car?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
And I was probably so hammered then, I probably couldn't remember what it was.
See, I'm actually a trombone player. They wouldn't let me play drums in the high school band in the school band. No, they wouldn't let me. I was already playing a kid at 10. And the person that was the main drummer, his mom was a big contributor. So, you ain't letting him play, basically, is what happened. So I grabbed a trumpet or a trombone. I was first chair trombone. Show them, all right. And then one day he was sick, and it was like one of the biggest basketball games of the year. And then, the pep band stuff, and they all pointed at me like, let him play it. And finally it's like, okay. And I did it. And the guy showed up, the kid showed up while I was playing, and his mommy got angry. Next thing you know, I wasn't allowed to be in band anymore. Yeah, them type of small town,
Small town, yeah. Understand totally.
Hey, JB, you missed Landon playing the kazoo.
Why would you go fill your tummy? I'm eating right here on camera. I even showed what I'm eating. What a dick. Yeah, look what I'm eating. Oh.
Yeah. You got people in the chat warming up wings.
Yep.
How many people were in your town?
My hometown?
Yeah.
When I was little. When I was younger, 1,300.
13?
Maybe. And half of them were, 20 of them were priests and nuns. Probably. Yeah, I was taught by nuns. 2 of them. They like to slap your hands, throw erasers.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I thought a thumbtack on the seat was the hilarious joke. And it turns out they didn't like that much.
Our hometown is 4 471.
Wow.
We got a couple of them.
The one that we actually, where the school is.
The town I grew
The
up
town
in,
I'm actually from is, there's no population sign. You can look it up 1,000 times and find a different 1,000 different populations for it. I'd say there's probably 200 in it.
Landon's going to post a short of his kazoo skills. I can't wait to see that one. Is he any good, BareRose?
I don't know. That would be news to me.
Hey, Ad Zero made it back. Or made it over. Yeah, unfinished projects. They probably chase him out of hometown. Well, they wouldn't be able to find him. Nobody knows what he looks like.
Starting to get a little dark here. Better put some light on the subject.
Is that after the train went by?
Whoa, that's bright. There we go.
The ambulance owner just come out here and she's grouchy, and I'm not sure why. It might be because the ambulance didn't drive today. I'm not even getting a look out of that joke. No. Something happens to me.
Hey, it's on video now. You got witnesses.
Oh, no. Yeah, I got witnesses. Can't beat me. There's people watching.
There you go. More cowbell.
Trying to read some of these. Travis, I just mentioned you. Was your ears burning?
Yep.
I said, I'm bringing a guitar, and I'm pretty sure Travis is bringing a guitar. And I said, I'll probably just I'll just bring everything, the whole PA, drums, guitars, everything. We'll just put a band on out there. We can find it. I'm surely there's going to be enough players.
Hey, you can have an open mic.
We'll make John sing.
Well,
get
Dutch
Terry
guy says
Grover.
He'll play air guitar.
Yeah.
What was the first song you learned to play?
Which instrument?
The trombone.
Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy?
Mm-hmm. Because it's easy to slide up and down. You know, that was the first song I learned on trombone.
I played Mary Had a Little Lamb on a clarinet.
Yep.
Way back in 4th grade, I think it was, or 5th grade.
Travis nailed it.
That was the end of that.
Me too.
I actually didn't start playing guitar until, I tinkered around on it, but it was when I come around Green Day.
Really?
Yep. I was so into drums that the first song that I ever see, who knows this one? The first song that I ever played completely through, along with the music, was a song called Teenage Frankenstein. By who?
Mine
Anybody
was
know?
One. Metallica One.
The Entertainer, huh? On piano, that's an awesome tune. It's Alice Cooper. I'm a teenage Frankenstein. It's on the Friday the 13th Jason Lives soundtrack. That one and Man Behind the Mask. I learned both those songs. But I was 10, so you're talking 1985. And then from then on, I was already a big Motley Crue fan and Van Halen, and so I just started doing it, and I stuck more sticks in the ceiling than hit the cat, the dog, practice throwing sticks, twirling them, all that kind of stuff. Wish You Were Here. That's a great tune. Really?
Alice Cooper's a cool guy.
I got a buddy that plays with Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley's bands. He's from Topeka, Kansas. Was it Topeka, Kansas? Yes, he's from Topeka. Well, okay, Ari, but who's exploited? I don't know who that is. It's very possible because most of Led Zeppelin 4 was stolen, so doesn't surprise me.
They're all Celtic folk songs. Welsh, mostly.
Yep. I told somebody the other day that most of the things you listen to from the early 20s to here, before that was Celtic, and it turned in when it came to America, you're basically listening to versions of the Carter Family is what you're doing. Carter Family and who was that? Oh, it's early 1900 stuff. We're still listening to that. See you, Travis.
The Corys. That's one I haven't heard of in a while. I listen to all kinds of stuff, though. Good Lord. I got Concrete Blonde, Walking in London sitting there. The Best of Glenn Miller, Jewel, Tracy Chapman.
I got Sirius XM.
Metallica, Black Album over there. I guess you name it. I listen to it all. But I still like CDs. I hate Bluetooth stuff. Around here, you drive through the mountains, you lose all of that. You lose cell phone, you lose Wi-Fi, all of that. And you're stuck with the radio, if you can get it.
I don't have that. I'm a Flatlander now.
I totally listen to YouTube videos all day. Listen.
Yes, unfinished. Yeah, I am tired.
How long was yours today?
3 hours. 2 hours and 2 hours and 58 minutes or something like that.
Like I say, we got to get you to 1,000 subs so we can just do the Passover.
Passover, yeah. Yeah. Well, I tried passing over anyway. If everybody was over, mine is over here. And you'll never get rid of Dean.
Dean's so cool.
Hey, he is.
Him and Unfinished. I mean, they're back to back right there on those comments. Those two guys.
Yeah. And Unfinished, he don't miss a trick, you know.
And Unfinished has got some awesome videos.
Hey, he's climbing up there. He was, I heard him complaining last week sometime, I'm stuck on 295. I think I saw him today. He was it 305, 315 or something? I forget. He's creeping up there. We all are. I can't say all, but just because there's a couple that aren't. But
so what'd you get done on the Buick there, Buck?
Oh, I got went over to AAA yesterday, I think it was, and they had he said, I got a registration card for you. I'm like, I only applied for a title. I didn't apply for a plate yet because they won't. I want to get an antique plate, and I have to have a title before I can get an antique plate. So anyway, I go over there, and he said, there ain't no numbers on here. And then he told me, he said they send them that when they're processing the title. So the title is getting processed. Once I get that back, hopefully they give me, when I apply for an antique plate, that they'll give me a temporary one till it comes in. I'm hoping, that way I can drive it down the road quicker, because I'm just too chicken these days to drive it without tags on it. And there's so many cops around here. Oh, Unfinished is stuck on 316 now. Is that Steve Austin? But that's what I'm waiting for that. I mean, I've been trying to get, put the bumper on and get all the lights fixed and trunk seal done and trying to get all that stuff. So when that does happen, I'm ready to go. Put the key in it and go. I'm gonna have to get the front end aligned too, because he put all new ball joints and bushings and everything is all new in there. So none of that is lined up.
Keep the front end off the ground. You don't have to worry about a line.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, that's true. But I can't even spin the tires, let alone pull the front end off the ground. But
I just get you a steering brake and put in there. That'll help.
Yeah. Well, when I only had front brakes, when the back brakes were all froze up, I was able to spin the tire, but I can't do it now.
That might be something for the burnout contest. I just thought of that.
What's that?
I think we still got a couple sets of steering brakes.
Steering brakes, yeah.
You get that sucker to whip around good.
Yeah.
You used to use them all the time on the sand rails.
All right. Yeah, we did they used to have a lot of buggies in this area, but they started shutting down all the strip mines and the stripping roads and all that because too many people getting hurt and killed, and then they're suing them and stuff. So a lot of that stuff went away. But years ago, everybody had a Volkswagen buggy, and with the steering brakes, and everybody was out in the mountains all the time.
Yeah, here we got it's called the Fremont County Sand Dunes. It's thousands and thousands of acres of just straight sand. Kind of looks like the Sahara when you're out there. That's where I grew up. That's where I learned to drive, was out there.
Out in the sand.
But now it's so commercialized. They brought I think it was TNN came out there in the early 90s and did a big TV thing. Now people from all over the world go out there, and it's just crazy. So we got out of it.
I know friends of mine, they drove tractor trailer, and they put all their four-wheelers and buggies and stuff in the trailer one time, went out to Oregon. They said the sand out there is pretty good too.
We've taken trips to we've taken ATV trips to Hatfield McCoy out in West Virginia.
Oh yeah, that should be pretty cool. That's
It's very cool. You can drive on the roads out there.
oh okay.
It's it was neat. There's a lot of real narrow places that an ATV will just fit across for like a mile. And then it's straight down this way, straight down that way. Plastic everywhere. Where shit would people roll off.
All right.
But
yeah, I have friends of mine go to West Virginia every year with their side by sides and their ATVs. And I don't know exactly where it is, but there's some place down there, and they throw pictures up on Facebook. It looks really cool.
Strangest thing I ever came across, well, scariest too. Came over a sand dune. I had paddles on, and paddle tires, they're really good for going forward, but you got zero brakes. The paddles just lift up and just slide across the sand.
Oh.
But the sand dunes are kind of like this. You come up and then you drop off and come down the other side. And they'll go for a long ways. But I come up and just my front tires popped over. There was a couple down there that was coupling. And I almost gave her a big old surprise. That right front tire almost nailed him right between the cheeks. Oh Lord.
yeah, I had a similar situation.
Thing. Oh.
I come around a corner in a sandbar in a ford, we call them, where you can cross a river or a creek. And I come around this corner and it was dark and there's about 10 of us. And at that time I was on I don't remember what, I might have been on the 400EX. And I had the 440 kit, the whole nine. I knew this thing's loud. You had to hear me coming. I come flying around this corner just throwing mud, and sure as hell there was people, like you said, coupling on the beach, and I completely covered them from head to toe in mud river sand, muddy river sand. And he got up screaming and yelling, and I'm like, come on, man, damn. It was one of them incidents, and I was like, put a hat on or something. But yeah, I've had similar.
Yeah, because the only way I could stop is I grabbed that steering brake and then hit the gas, bumped the throttle, and she spun around like that, and I just buried him. I just flat buried him.
Pick your places, people.
Exactly.
Pick your right places to do that.
That was a lot of fun out there growing up on the sand.
Yeah, I grew up in the stripping holes. There was a lot of them too. The state finally came in and started filling them in. Not filling them in, but instead of cliffs, they made valleys. So if you fell, you wouldn't get killed anyway. You get hurt, but not killed.
Good Lord, I was driving out there when I was 10, 11.
Yeah. I used to. my dad used to come from the bar and stop at the basketball court I used to hang out with. Right, I think I was only like 13 or 14, and he'd come over there drunk. He wouldn't drive, so I'd have to throw my bicycle in the back of the truck, drive him home, and help him in the house, and get my bicycle out of the back of the truck and ride back downtown. And luckily, it was all back downhill back down. So, yeah. And then Mom would be, she'd be hollering because I had to drive him home. I was only like 13, 14. But back then, they didn't care.
Hell, I've been getting chased by the cops since I was 8. Go-kart and a 200X Honda. I'd literally go right through the middle of downtown, right past where the cop sits. I wouldn't flip him off, but I might as well have. It's like, hey, how's it going? Wow.
Yeah.
Like, 5-horse Briggs and Stratton with the governor out of it. Had her hardwired. I knew how to do that back when I was 7, 8 years old. And that's how I learned to drive, was a go-kart. You'll see that.
Did you guys ever go up to the Big Nasty just outside of Boise? That was a radical hill climb. We used to go up there every year. Or over there, I guess. Yeah, that's another crazy thing about the sand dunes. You go out there and the sand is always moving, and you'll start to see a roof of a car, and then the next year you'll see a little more cars that had just got stuck out there and just people walked away.
Walked away, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool,
Jesus.
Bubba.
Yeah, but he said people learn from their mistakes. I wonder what happened there.
That kind of got me in kind of anxious to see the video. That's one of my favorite kind of comments. A new project arrived for me yesterday, the usual way, on a flatbed. I like that.
I almost bought 2 more cars yesterday. Almost. And I was looking out my side window at all the cars down there going, you're an idiot. Remember to learn from your mistakes. You got way too many cars the way it is. But damn it, it would have been nice. But the problem is I need to be working on the cars instead of spending hours going getting cars. So that's where I'll wait till after No Name Nationals. Then I'll just go clear house, buy everything I can.
What was it?
One was a 70 Cutlass, and the other one was a 73 or 74. I can't remember. LTD 2-door.
A 70?
70 Cutlass, and then the LTD 2-door was a middle 70s, I think. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. One was $600, one was $800.
Ooh.
And the Cutlass had the original motor and trans still in it.
Was it gold and black?
It was, yes. It was a
That
gold
old
and black
Seville
Cutlass, and the motor was gold, so it was a 350. Yeah, it wasn't too far from me, about an hour and a half away, but I come to my senses and said, you don't even work on the Cutlass you have. What are you doing buying more? So that's a hard thing. I need to stay off of Facebook Marketplace. Is what I need to stay off of.
Yeah, I never see any deals like that. Never. They're all, hell, they want $5,500 for a 76 Roadrunner with no floors and no drivetrain.
I mean,
I understand it's a Roadrunner, but my God.
Yeah, it don't matter. The best thing to do is when you look up, this is how you do it. This is how I find all my cars. misspell everything. I'll start with 1969, and that's what I'll put in, or 1968, and then I'll go down the line all the way. That's how I found 3 of these cars out here.
Oh, okay.
And people misspell them, and then gift to gab. I could sell you a bridge to nowhere in a desert over no water, and you just kind of talk them out of it. Well, this is what I do. I do a YouTube channel. I use this excuse now. I do a YouTube channel. I don't give a shit what it's worth on Markham or Barrett. I take cars and I put them back on the road. That's what I do. I don't give a damn what it's worth after it's done because I ain't selling it. And usually they'll get me and they'll go, okay. Like that, the guy wanted almost $3,000 for that Ranchero. I got it for $1,500. That's the most I've ever paid for one of my cars. But I had to save her. I was like, that car's got to come home. I wouldn't, But any car that you buy that's $400 to $800, oh yeah, you're gonna be. They ain't gonna be complete. And that's why everything I have out here. I got lucky on the ambulance. It's complete. So everything I'm putting back in it was in it. But I think I was the only one brave enough to get the machine that we got to pull that son of a bitch out of that swamp, because that thing, you weren't getting that out of there. There was absolutely no way to get that thing out of there. And I find them like that. The Cutlass I found out in the middle of weeds. We had to cut weeds and trees off of it. Like they were literally growing over the top of it. And Buddy and me went and got it. The Malibu out there, the guy said 174 Malibu. Mally. MALLYBOO. And by the way, it's a 76. So he had 174, but he meant to put 1974, and it's a 1976. He didn't even know what he had. And it was sitting in a ditch with the front end up like this. No motor in it. Transmission was still in it. Windshield was destroyed. And I paid $425 for that car.
Wow.
They're out there. You just got to find the right
how to look.
first one. And you got to know how to talk to them. Because if somebody comes, I'm the opposite though. So if somebody comes up here and starts talking to me about one of my cars, about possibly buying it, I'm the no bullshit guy. It's like, look, I'm not selling it to you. It runs, it drives, the family drives it. It don't just sit here. Now, if somebody come up to my Bronco or that D100, I'll be like, well, okay, let's look on Marketplace, see what they're worth. I'll give it to you for less than that, obviously, if it runs and drives, because they both run and drive. But I mean, if somebody wanted to buy those, it's the guys that had the Ranchero, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They were trying to do what we do, and it wasn't happening.
That's where most of them come from.
Watching too many skipping through Vice Grip Garage or something. I'm being dead serious. They really do. They skip through.
Yeah.
Oh, they said to do this. Well, here's what the instructions said, and this is what so-and-so said on YouTube. It's like I have never, ever seen anyone do what you did with that gas tank. I had no idea. But in a sense, someone who's wanting to learn to do that shouldn't just take your word for it. Let's look over here. Maybe there's a better way to do that.
Out. Yeah.
Study it out, find out, because I sure as hell don't want anybody living right off of me building an engine, because I cut every corner known to man. If you go back and look at that video, there's pits the size of craters in those pistons. I don't care. I'm putting the thing back together. I don't want anybody to follow that. But I'd want somebody to do that. I was talking to somebody the other day about just that. It was Dalton, about videoing and how people do stuff. You know that the biggest videos, the biggest subscribed YouTubers in the automotive industry don't show you a thing. They say, here's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is what I just did. You ever notice that? Unless they have like a big thing where they have a bunch of people that they can afford and free parts and all of that, then, you know, they can have a big thing. But I noticed that the other day that I have been watching these channels for, you know, quite a while. And it kind of rubbed off on me because that's kind of what I do. So in my last couple, I've actually been putting on there me doing things, how I do it, which is awful. Do not follow me because I don't care. But I've noticed that a lot. And what you did, it's not like that. You actually went through the process. This is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And you showed the whole process instead of just going, boom, there it is. Just see, right there. Just do that. But
probably why I got crickets off it. I thought that whole series was going to light up because everybody at the time was talking electrolysis and all this.
oh yeah,
That whole series actually didn't do so well.
I think it'll be your next oven cleaner because people are going to see that, and as your algorithm picks up, maybe I'm just guessing, I don't know, but as your algorithm, you get more out there in the algorithm, I think it will. I think they will take off because that's something, you know, right away. This, especially as parts are getting more expensive, like the freaking fuel tank for Artemis is almost $500.
Yeah.
When I got him, it was $200.
And does it come with the sending unit?
No.
Exactly.
It don't come with shit. It has just a zinc plate. Well, yeah, that's a zinc plated one. And I'm like, great. You know what? We're getting. I'll put the boat tank in the back of it. I'm not paying no freaking $500 to $600 for no fuel tank. And you know, of course, you can only get them for those cars. So it has to be the big GM. It's got the great big tank with the sending unit in the center, like center towards the back. I'm like, whatever. We'll just put a damn boat tank in it, or I got like a 50-gallon race fuel tank. We'll just throw that in the back. But I hate to have a fuel container in the car. I don't like that.
Yeah. Smelling gas the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I think that will. I think people are like, what am I going to do? This thing's all rusty. You know, the old trick of marbles and rocks, and then that doesn't get everything out. I mean, it just don't.
But I think you nailed on it there because I show you everything that, you know, everything that went into it. You mean you got to pressure wash that thing 6 times? Yeah, you got to pressure wash that thing 6 times.
Yeah, I wish that thing sat in the water so long that it's gone. It's going to cost me a fortune. And it ain't like the oil pan didn't.
And it's on these specialty cars. The one for the Fairlane, $160. No big deal. I just buy another tank for that one.
Right.
This one, yeah, when I looked the first time, it was like $720. And again, no sending unit.
Right.
You'd expect for that kind of price, you know, they'd come with a full tank of gas in it.
They'd friggin' install it for you. Straps. Exactly. You still got to buy straps if you broke your straps. Because 9 times out of 10, these old cars, them straps ain't coming off. Like, I got a hold of Summit and a couple different companies actually, about a tank for this. And it has come to, I possibly could just buy one for like a Camaro or something, as long as it has the rear, and then I can just shim it up with something and put the straps and make it work. The fuel gauge won't be right, I don't think, but I don't care as long as it's got a damn fuel tank in it. I'll just put jugs under the hood. Here, honey, this is how you fill it. Just use that purple power jug right there. Just fill it full of gas. Just don't see a cop, just hide it.
Oh man, and that purple power, I don't know.
You what?
I don't know about that purple power.
I only use it on certain things. It's a decent degreaser. Just don't breathe in the mist. It's. Yeah. I think I'd rather take arsenic. That stuff was nasty.
We used to use the purple power for white walls.
Yeah.
And it works really good for tires.
I traded on that Studebaker. That Studebaker was about that thick all the way around it. Just hard, baked on, crusted stuff. So I went to, I think it was Napa, and I told them, I need the best stuff you got. And that's what they gave me, was that. And I put it on there full strength. And I hit it with the pressure washer. Nothing.
Yeah.
But I noticed everywhere the gas had leaked down, it stripped it off. I was like, the hell with this. I dumped that gas can all over it. I sat there and I waited for about 5 minutes. I hit it with the pressure washer. Boom, it was gone. That jug of Purple Power cost me like $20 back then.
Yeah.
And a gallon of gas that back then was
van life.
about $1 a gallon. Wiped it all off clean.
I mainly use it for like on my semi. It does great job cleaning out your radiator. Like blow it in from the front with the, I use the air nozzle with the suction, and I'll blow it all in the condenser and the radiator, and you let it sit for a second, and then you use the hose. You don't use pressure washer, obviously, and you actually use the water to go back out the other way, and that it'll like clean. Man, you do that to an old radiator just in a car, I'll bet it'll cool a hell of a lot better too. It really did a good job. It gets road grime off. But plus I can get it at O'Reilly's for like $7 a gallon anymore. It's pretty
really?
cheap, and I don't concentrate it. I use it right out of the jug. Just
out of the jug, yeah.
Yeah.
And that oven cleaner, that shit works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, I've been using that for years.
Yeah, but my dad used to use that.
Just like you said, do it outside, and you want to stay ahead of the breeze as you're doing it.
We used to use the oven cleaner to take the lettering off the race cars. It would take the lettering off and leave the paint there.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's like $4 a can.
Yeah. I went up to when I did my Buick, I went up to the Dollar General here and bought a can.
And the video I got up of doing it, it doesn't look like it's doing crap, because that's like 50-degree weather.
Yeah.
That's why it's not foaming up. That video is such an embarrassment.
Yeah, but it's doing so well.
It just freaking worked. I don't know.
I put a little short out the other day of a golf ball that my sister, she has these foam ones or whatever. She's just learning how to play golf. And she said, if you find any in your yard, just get rid of them or run over them with the lawnmower or whatever. And I found one, and I made a video. I say, hey, Sister Di, I found one, picked up and showed it. That's like almost 5,000 views now. I'm like, oh, what? I did it to mess with her. You know? I don't know. I'll never know. Then I put one up with that. I put a second one up with that test light with the
vice grips.
Yeah, and I only got like.
See, and that one's brilliant.
I know, but there was only like 170 views or something this time. The first time was almost 3,000. Nah, I don't know. I guess you got to be there at the right time, right place.
Yeah.
Look, my oil pan short. That sucker got like 1.8K in like 2 hours. But then, you know, I put one out where I'm underneath my truck working on my trailer. It's 85 views.
Yeah.
And it's all because it was just a who gives a shit. You know, I'm bored, and since I started doing this YouTube stuff, everything, you know, I'll just put something really retarded on there, like the Bang energy drink test. I mean, what the hell does that have to do with, you know, automotive? But everybody loved it. It was hilarious.
I drink too much.
Yeah. Actually, that one didn't get as much as the one where the bad ones. Nope. Nope. What the part I left out was me guzzling water and spitting it out. That was bad.
Oh Lord, I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah.
I did that for too long. In the back of that converted school bus hauler that we had for the monster truck. Oh Lord, it would get so hot in there. I feel for you, van life.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about the monster truck life again today. I watched that video that Bubba put up about the inertia switch for electric fuel pumps.
Uh-huh.
Be a good safety item if in case you get an accident or something, or at least shut the fuel off. You want to have fuel all over the place. But in the monster truck racing, they had a radio where they could shut you down if something would happen out there. You know?
RII.
RII.
Yeah, trying to get on an airplane with one of them. Yeah.
What are you doing with this?
Yeah, I don't know.
What
I
is
don't know
it?
how many. I don't know how many times they had trucks they're ready to go out and race or act up, and they'd stall out, and here's somebody messed up.
It's
with
somebody up in the stands with the radio.
Yeah, or something or other. Shut it down.
Did you ever have to run the radio?
No.
Oh, I hated that. I only did it twice or 3 times, but that job I hated. You have to know exactly when to hit that button because you get somebody new on that radio, and yeah, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to explain that at airport security. What does it do? It remotely shuts off the ignition in an engine.
Oh, yeah. Kindly put your hands behind your back, your knees into your jaw.
Yeah, it doesn't work on turbines.
I'm on my way to Guantanamo. See y'all later.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a couple of times I had to run that. I did not like that.
They have them on a lot. I think they have them on a lot of the Cletus and Cars thing. They're running at Bristol. Is that this weekend? I think it's this weekend or something. No, it's in September, and I think they have all those on those cars to where they'll, automatically you can just shut them down or.
All right, if they get out of hand or.
Jesus, you're doing 100 and some odd miles an hour in circles in a freaking Crown Vic. It's something to see live, to hear the squall in every corner. But they had
became mandatory because of a monster truck accident right here in Blackfoot, Idaho.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Throttle stuck. And well, the guy that he hit he was actually on the other side of the fence where he wasn't supposed to be. He was in the arena. It was one of during intermission, in between shows, they'd have motorcycle flips and trick guys come out. He was one of them, and the truck throttle hung, and he came down and smashed him. And after that, they shut down the whole season until every monster truck was required to have them after that. And now it's bled over into all the sports.
Yeah. The one that we went to here in our county fairgrounds last year, they all had them. They actually explained it, before they went out. Okay, this is how this works. This is what's going to happen. And there was one guy that was sitting there, and all he did was watch the trucks. And if it looked like one was going to get out of hand, he could just.
Yeah.
They even had them on the little minis.
That's what I had to do at a couple of shows. That was me running the radio. But you got to know when to hit that button, because if he's, losing it, if you hit that button, he's using them tires to keep the truck under control. And if you kill him, you could easily launch that truck right into the crowd.
Yeah.
Because you shut him off too quick.
Kind of like just completely shutting off a boat going 40 mile an hour. You just shut her down. You're you lost your control. You're done. In a corner.
Because those guys actually ply the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people realize those monster trucks have to be a minimum of 10,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And they're flying around with them.
Is that before the sheeting gets put on them? Like you're...
No, that's when before they go to race. They can't be no lower than 10,000 pounds.
Well, I mean, do they...
Yeah, no lower. No lower than 10,000.
No lower.
Right. They have to be over 10,000 pounds.
Huh.
Which is different. Usually they'll have a, well, no, not
each
different.
tire's 1,000.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get up there to 10,000 when you're playing with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And they shave them down, but they only get 100, 200 pounds off them. But did you see that video when that one, I can't think of his name, he was at our shop, but he took the Bigfoot truck right over an airplane.
Yeah, Darren.
The wingtip.
Yeah. He still holds the speed record too.
Does he?
Yeah, 99.7 miles per hour.
Jesus. I hope he had open ground when he did it in one of them damn things.
He said that was the hardest hit he's ever done.
Yeah.
The Bigfoot drivers are all great. All of them.
Yeah. Well, we dealt in Firestone tires, and then Bigfoot was in with Firestone, so they used to come to the shop every now and then. We had a couple different trucks there because they have so many of them.
That's one of the stops we're hitting on the way there.
Is it?
It's going to Bigfoot shop.
And I remember being in high school, and they would.
Oh, look at there! I made the big time buck.
Yeah, I see.
Holy cow!
I don't know how to get rid of it there, but I did delete it.
Did you delete them?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, cousin Mike. His love chat is back. The second.
Mike, you got a Rambler. You got all kinds of loving coming your way now.
That's a whole bunch of rambling love. Where's the mod? I don't know how to get rid of it on there. I did get rid of it on YouTube though.
I took John's advice on that. You let it go past, and then you can scroll up and bring it down and get rid of them because it pauses the screen then. So
I don't put Ari in a timeout. Well, I just deleted or what's it called? No, I can't find it.
They must not have posted a link. That's how they slipped through. I have my channel set so you can't post any links.
I hide the user on this channel is what I did. Or should I remove it? I guess I can remove too. Or does that bring it back?
I'll be right back.
We'll be right here.
Yeah, those monster truck days, they were something else. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Ari. I'm not sure. I'm new at this love chat stuff. You don't want to make me a mod. I can't handle the power. Yeah, he posted 317 earlier. I think that's the engine size in his Dart.
When you hide them, it deletes the message as well. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I could make you one there, Renegade. I got room for one more.
Yeah, he likes that.
If you want to.
Yeah, he likes that.
Leave me
They
a
love
comment.
you a long time.
Yeah, if you want to be a mod, Renegade, just leave me a comment on one of my videos saying something like that or something, and then I'll click you in.
You could go in there right now and make him one.
You can?
Yeah, just go hit the 3 dots on the right there of his name, his channel.
Put in timeout? I don't want to do that. Block user? Definitely don't want to do that. That's the only ones it gives me from here. I think you got to do it from the YouTube side, right?
Yeah, you have to do it from the YouTube side.
Yeah, I don't have the YouTube side open.
Yeah, and I can't do it, so. But you when you go over there, you can say make mod. I think it's make moderator or something like that.
Yeah. And I like to have a couple, just exactly what Bubba says there, because I don't want one person feeling obligated to got to be, if you got a couple of them, and if something slips, it slips.
Yeah, and I've been watching and there's always a delay with the comments on StreamYard compared to YouTube. So they were already on my YouTube one before, because I have YouTube open also. So in case that would happen, I could jump down here and do the thing.
Yeah, every video I post probably gets 5 of them. But I have my channel set to block all links. So they all go over into the held for review section. And then I just delete them. So they never show up for everybody else to see, but when I go into that.
There's also back to the moderators, there's also a place in your YouTube studio.
Uh-huh.
You know about that spot, because I think that's where you put me in.
Yeah. That's where I put all you in. That was the easiest way for me to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Renegade, just leave me a comment, and that'll be the easiest way for me to find you, and then I'll just hit the button. Be glad to have you aboard, man. And I like those tool review stuff you do. That's something I'm really finding. Boy, once you get over 1,000 subs, it starts to get really hard to watch everybody, and so a lot of you guys, I'm still watching you, and they're just likes, so I just don't have enough time to throw a comment, or you notice a lot of my comments are getting really shorter.
Yeah.
I'm still there. I'm still supporting you, and another thing I'm doing too is, like, if there's a live or a premiere going on, I'll click on it and let it play while I'm off and doing other things, so still supporting you guys out there. I'll throw the like and
well, you don't have to worry about that, Ari. Just just put up. You post what you want. It's your channel. I've been putting out videos like 4 and 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and today was the longest one I put out in a long time. Was 9 minutes. But that was mainly because of Uncle Tony saying, you know, when you get first start getting going, you know, just use a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes, put them in part ones, part twos, and all that. And
Yeah.
I think it worked okay for me. You know, and I too, I myself like to watch the shorter videos because I can get to watch more of them. I think I don't know if it was Dancing Alone with Rentals, or was it what you call it, Heaven's Mopar. One of them guys said about they can watch more videos if they're shorter. Hey Brian, are you with Brian?
And it's true too, because like DD Speed Shop, I like that guy. Him and Queen D and all of that. I like what they do and everything, but his videos are like 45 minutes, 30 minutes long, so I can't watch them anymore. I try to squeeze them in, but I find myself just click through on them, you know, skipping through because I just don't have time anymore.
I think there's only one that I watch all the way through, and it's usually 55 minutes. But he has an ending that's like 3 minutes or something. But that's Cold War Motors. I don't know why. I just love seeing all these junky guys. You know, I watched that one all the way through. But you know, and I used to watch Vice Grip Garage all the way through too. But I can't do it anymore. I don't know.
But all the other channels that are kind of keeping it within that sweet spot, maybe 10, 15 minutes maximum. Yeah, I'm watching more of them now. I really see it now.
Oh, because Mike says you get too busy pulling motors for him.
Yeah, I got to play with a Jeep, and man, it was fun. I love beating the hell out of a Jeep.
Yeah, I've had a few. A matter of fact, I have one now. I got an 07 has the V6 in it, but I had a 99 Cherokee with the 4.0. That thing was an awesome vehicle.
That 4.0 is a great engine.
Yeah.
Their transmissions.
I had what is it, the 5? Maybe it was a 45 RE. I don't know. It had the Chrysler transmission in it, not the nag. Now the one I have now has that nag one in it, the Mercedes transmission.
What was that one that would hold every gear if you left your foot in it? You had to back your foot out for it to shift.
I don't remember.
Man, that blew up so many of those early Cherokees. Because it wouldn't shift if you
see you, Don. See you, Brian.
And
if Ron's around, see you, Ron.
That gear.
Wendy. Auto salvage is back. The place just got sketchy.
Yeah, that helps. And then stack them in a playlist. I've got a bunch of playlists now.
Yeah, I need to do one. I'm up to episode 24 now, I think.
And if you go over like 15 minutes, like that last one, I said enough. I'm going to finish this series. I can't torture myself anymore on this headliner. It's a 30-minute video, but I chaptered it. Lots of chapters in it. I got my watch time on that hold steady now. Because when people get bored, they just skip to the next one, while other people are, skipping through at different parts. So it keeps your watch time more steady.
The only comments I get are, you need to put that on a shirt. That is the main thing I get. I was on here with you that one night, and I said, I got Ford on me, and it's starting to itch. That's one of them.
That's a good one.
And then there was just What was the one with my engine? It was anger swings. Just put Irish Outlaw Garage on a shirt and put anger swings around it. I'm like, it's like
Then
I can't
maybe
afford all these damn shirts.
screen in some dents and stuff into the shirt.
Distress it.
I like built Ford tough or tough to build.
My worst thing that I have with Fords is figure out which firing order you got. I can go to all my other cars, my GMs. I can go to them. I know what it is every time.
Yeah.
Goddamn Ford, you got to get on Google and start scrolling. Well, let's
And
try
hope.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget how you tell. There was a way you could tell that. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's all on the camshaft, right?
Or what distributor you got.
Or just
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The distributor shouldn't matter, should it?
Yeah. In 89, they had 2 different distributors for the 302. One's about that much longer.
Oh, okay.
And don't trust the HO that's stamped on the top.
Yep.
Because it's not stamped. It's got 2 little screws, and everybody wants an HO. What's a cheap way to get an HO? You just take that little thing and you screw it back on. There you go. HO.
I actually screwed that up. I had the motor that's in my GT350 Mustang. It's a 302 out of an 83, which is an HO engine. Well, I stuck a Comp Cams high energy in there, and I still had the 351 because that HO is the 351 Windsor.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same firing order. And I must have messed with this damn car for a month. It sounds like a damn tractor. Why is this thing, it run, but it just wasn't worth a damn. And I couldn't figure it out. One day I was sitting in here and I was just like, holy shit, I put the HO. It's not an HO. That is the actual 302 firing order. The old school from the 70s. And I went out here, it was middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning. I go out there and I switched 2 plug wires over. I can't remember which ones they were. Thing fired up and I took off down the road on it. In it, open headers, just whoa, 2 o'clock in the morning on like a Wednesday. I was like, you damn car. Called my son because it's basically his. Why are you waking me up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Because the Mustang's running good. I figured it out. Carburetor? No. Camshaft. 2 wires, man. Turned them around. The thing ran great.
What's the best way to make a Ford run? Make it think it's a Chevy. HEI. Drop it in there. Boom, you're done. Go.
Just
throw that spark box as far as you can throw it.
I don't know if you saw my short. Like, the spark thing's okay, and you see me slamming it in the trash. I'm like, somebody said, why don't you keep that? Somebody might want that for something. No, I'm not letting anybody go through that. You need one of these, just go buy you a new one.
St. Peter won't let you get in if he catches you doing that.
Yeah.
You sold a DuraSpark to somebody? Oh, nope, sorry.
It should be prison time for selling DuraSpark parts. I'm based kind of a Ford guy, but still, that is a pile of junk. What are you doing? You want to wave high? No.
Hey, good Lord, if it goes out, they cost a fortune compared to the little ignition module that, they do go out, but
and in typical
$12 compared to 80.
Typical Ford fashion, I had to use like a 5-foot pry bar to get the son of a bitch out. It was stuck in there. I used that 3-pound sledge that's my go-to, and a big ass pry bar about, I don't know, it's 3.5 feet. I use it to pry, to like hammer dried asphalt out of my trailer. And I used it to get this damn thing out of there. And I took a little piece of emery cloth and run it in there and clean it out. Get all that down in your oil so you know that will clog. And then I just grease it up, put it in there, man. It fired right up. I put something I have never done. I usually always use Motorcraft plugs on my Fords, and I use AC Delcos on everything else. And I put Autolite plugs in it. I did it today. Got it all tuned in, carburetor tuned, everything's tuned. I actually used Autolite plugs, and I did gap them to about 53.
53?
And because going from the Duraspark or points, they say you should always open them a little. So I used the regular Autolites, and I opened them to about 53 from the 44 they were supposed to be, and world of difference. That thing runs perfect. It don't miss. It don't nothing. I took one of the plugs out. I went driving it around tonight, and I took one of the plugs out and looked at it, and it's perfect. It was a perfect ring. I was like, because the ones I took out, they were Bosch Platinums. I don't like. I stick to Autolite's a change for me though. I have never used Autolites, but the difference was about $2.50 a plug cheaper
over the Platinum.
Over the Motorcrafts and AC Delco, which is what I always use. And they had the wrong plugs in there anyway. They weren't right, and 2 of them were loose, come to find out. So that would be the noise I was hearing. But it was weird because the plug wires are Excels, and they're the kind where you have to put the ground strap on them, the metal mesh on the outside, and you ground strap them, and you ground them to your valve cover. I had no idea. So I'm in there trying to adjust the carburetor the other day, and I had my hand, and I touched one of them damn mesh covers on that plug wire, and let me tell you, I got all 14 volts. And I was like, I wonder why I'm getting shocked by this thing. And then I opened the box, and oh, look here, ground straps. And I put them on there, and I ain't had a problem since. But yeah, I used Autolite plugs.
So many problems with just putting a ground strap on an engine. They break loose, and then it causes all kinds of weird stuff. I just noticed nobody else has been joining in tonight, and then I forgot.
You didn't put it up.
I usually pin it, but I can't pin it unless I have YouTube open too. I'm sorry, guys.
Nobody cares anyway.
Open mic for a long time with a closed mic.
Yeah, open mic with a keyboard.
Oh, and StreamYard is doing some changes too. So they're going to be integrating a lot more to what is going on with YouTube. So I think a lot of that stuff, like, being able to pin it from here, from StreamYard, is going to go over to there. And they're just going to kind of merge and mesh more.
They'll just let StreamYard take more control over YouTube.
Most people use StreamYard. They don't use the YouTube Live.
Right, because the YouTube Live, you can't do this, right? You can't add it, let somebody join you, can you?
I don't know. I've never used it.
I don't think you can.
Oh, Lord. Ah, he made his ghost there. Up. One of these days, I'm going to be fast enough. I'm going to catch you. Looks like Unfinished Project just tried to join, but I'm not fast enough.
Yeah, he won't do it. He's afraid. He knows just enough to mess with you.
But no, everybody says that if you do it on the YouTube, the feedback is horrible, the echo is horrible. At StreamYard, it's a lot easier. Oh Lord, and we got another one.
Yeah, how come it says on? Oh, he already got it. Harry's on the ball. Hey, Landon, you're too slow. You should have had that. Harry's faster than you.
I started getting them damn things on my videos. I just report.
Bubba's got a blonde on there.
Now, Ford, when they had the points distributor, they're fine. Chevy's points distributors, they're fine. As long as you can still find good points, they're fine.
Yeah, but the points are still mechanical.
Yeah,
it's a mechanical item.
My understanding is it's the whatchamacallit that goes bad, like constantly. They don't make them like they used to. The little condensers.
Yeah. I've got a box about this big now, clear full of just condensers.
You should condense that box into this big.
The ones that are separate from the points.
Yeah.
They're just
Sometimes they're on the coil too.
Yeah.
I come outside and smoke cigarettes, so I figure I'd get on here.
How's it going?
Yeah, I didn't know who that was until I read the name.
Oh yeah, I'm outside. I ain't got no shirt on, y'all. It's hot down here in the south.
That's all right.
You ain't the first one.
It'd be hot. How's the weather up there where y'all at?
Blistering.
Where I'm at, it was 85 today, and
not that bad here.
Yeah, and the humidity went real low. Let me see where it's at now. 70 degrees.
Oh man, that'd be paradise.
What's your humidity, Auto Salvage?
It's probably about 90 something.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, it's like this all winter, all summer. Oh yeah, it's hot. It don't really start cooling off at night until probably about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it stay cool to about 6:30 when the sun comes up, and then about 7 o'clock it's hot. It's already hot again.
Yeah, what's it cool down to? What, 89?
Somewhere in the 70s, like 78, 79, but then it don't feel like 78, 79 because the humidity so high. It gets hot.
Out here, we're high plains desert, so anything over 30% humidity, man, it kills me.
I can imagine. I had a buddy of mine that lived in Missouri, and he come down, and it was cold. It was wintertime. Got up one morning and went by and got him. That's when I had my salvage yard. Went by and got him, and he come work with shorts on. And I was over there with my coveralls on. I was still freezing. It was like 30 degrees outside. I said, you better get you some clothes on. He said, I'm used to this. I looked at him. I said, you must be crazy. I was like, no, when it gets 30 degrees, you better have you about 4 pair of pants on the coveralls down here because you freezing.
I have a friend that just moved up here from Alabama. He met me. He was interested in some of my cars. Oh, he asked what every out-of-stater asks. You got any Mopars for sale out here? I can tell right away you're from out of state, and then you have to hear the accent. Where's the Mopar? They ain't here.
They ain't
But
none
anyway,
here either.
He's talked about a lot of that.
Where'd he move from down here?
I'm not sure where he said he was from. Birmingham, I think.
Oh, that's about 45 miles from me. When I tell people I live close, not close to the racetrack, I'm about 20 miles from the racetrack, Talladega.
One of these days, I'm going to go to Talladega.
My first trip to Talladega was back in was it May when they had the May race or June? I can't remember now. It used to was in the one race it was April or May, and we took our grandson with us up there. That's the first race I've seen at Talladega.
What are tickets like for it?
You can go on some of these websites and get the tickets pretty cheap on like a Saturday race, and on a Sunday race you can get tickets pretty cheap. But if you go through their main hub, you're gonna pay for a ticket. So you really have to do your homework when you get your tickets. I could get free tickets up there and just walk around up there through the rescue squad and through the fire department. But I'm like, man, that ain't me. I'm not gonna go up there and burn up. And when we went up there, I think it was May, I didn't even put no sun lotion on or nothing, and I got Crisco'd. I couldn't move for 2 days. I said, not again.
You need to put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah. We moved south a couple years back, and I had a Talladega race hat, and met a few guys down there where we lived at, and worked with a guy down there, and I had the hat on. He said, I can't pronounce your first name. I said, not many people can. And he said, I'm just going to call you Talladega. So that's what they started calling me, Talladega. So that's what they call me, Talladega.
Yeah, I'm Scott Swede, so if I even hear there's a sun out, I sunburn.
I Crisco like Crisco. So I'm dark skinned anyway because of my great grandmother was three-quarter Cherokee. So I'm dark skinned anyway.
Okay, unfinished project. Yeah, I'm going here pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap up here in just a little bit.
I got kin folks all in the state of Tennessee.
So you're pretty close up to the border, or?
I'm probably about 4 hours from the Tennessee line. My great grandfather was born and raised in Tennessee, but then moved to Alabama, and then that's how we wound up in close to Talladega. We got
4 hours is half the state, isn't it? 4 hours is half the state, isn't it?
I think from top to bottom, I think it's like 6 or 7 hours, I think.
Okay, so you're even farther than half.
Yeah. I'm almost right there in the middle of Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like almost in the heart of Alabama. I can make it to Tennessee in about 3 hours, as long as ain't no popo in the way.
Right foot. Well, as they say, you can go as fast as you want, just don't get caught.
That's right. But if there's any state that I'd move to, I'd move to Tennessee. It's pretty up there.
As long
I
as
thought about it, but after hearing from JB, I don't know. Sounds like they're a little stricter on cars than I thought they were.
I know down here, when I was talking about that earlier, about driving your car, down here, if you go buy a car, you got 20 days to buy a tag.
Wow.
But you got to have insurance the day you buy it. If you go buy it, I'm parked in your yard buying your car, I got to be on that phone and putting insurance on it before I drive it off from your yard.
Do they
Because
do
if not,
inspections and stuff like that all in
right,
Alabama?
you do it all on the phone, or you can call them. But see, if you don't, you get pulled over, and you have no proof that you even have insurance, well, your car gets impounded, and they'll take you to jail.
See you, Will.
Here, if you buy one, well, you have to have insurance. Doesn't necessarily have to be on that car, but you can drive it home with the title in your hand. That counts for long enough to get it home.
Right. See, it used to be that way here until the last couple of years.
But it's only valid if they dated it.
Right. And see, here now, when you go buy it, you better put insurance on it. Now, when the COVID hit, that if you go back in that video with the Ford Fusion and the Blue Mustang, we bought them and brought them in, and a week later they locked down everything. So we drove. The only thing I had to do with that Fusion was put a hood on it. We drove that Fusion 3 months because we couldn't get it inspected and couldn't get a tag for it, but we had insurance on it. But we drove it 3 months, and then about 3 months later, the tornado come through here, and that's when the tree fell on the house, and a tree fell on the back of the Lumina, and then one centered the top of the Fusion and mashed the top of the Fusion in. The only thing I had to do with that Lumina was change the deck lid.
How about you, Irish? What's it like there?
You can have the title in hand, and you have to have a bill of sale. And as soon as you purchase the car, you're covered under your insurance under Illinois law, but it's only to get it home.
Yeah, like here.
And then once you get it home, of course, first thing, you're just like me and everybody else, don't date it. So they do the title, you don't date it, and I'll walk right into the damn DAV and date it right in front of them. They don't care. When did you buy this? Today. Oh, okay. We'll write that date on it, but I bought it, 6 months ago. But the first thing I do on any of my cars, we don't drive that CJ7 at all, and it's insured. I've got State Farm, the classic car insurance on it. That's what I have on everything but the Cutlass. They wouldn't take it because it was so rusty.
Really?
But, yeah. And then that's the one I have my stepson, my middle child. I have him on our insurance for driver, and that's the car because it takes the cheapest, but he's covered to drive any of them. But technically, all my cars are only supposed to be driven to and from shows or to and from the shop.
Oh, you got classic on them? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
didn't used to have that, but now we do.
Nobody cares.
Because I was going to put...
We drive them.
So with the bill of sales here, you could put $100 on it and pay taxes on $100. But now they go by the value of the car. That's like my wife's car. We just bought it 2 months ago.
On the Mercury.
Famous potatoes.
because here you can do year to date. But
Yeah.
now they classify these as the same as antique like that.
Yeah.
So I'm restricted by mileage. So screw that. I used to put them on all of mine, but now that they've restricted it like that, I put regular plates on it.
Yeah,
Which
our regular plates are $200 now.
really sucks because I found some that say 68 on them.
Yeah.
I got one on my truck that I brought off of eBay. It's got 76 on it, and I'm gonna use it on that truck.
And it used to be you go in to get the plates here, and they would dig through them. And if it was a special car, and the people that at the DMV, there's a couple of small DMVs here that they're into cars, and they'd dig through them and they'd find a number that kind of matched your car for you. But now that's all gone. That just happened last year, I guess.
Yeah, I know here they go by the value of your car now. Like I brought my wife's car 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and we give like $5,000 under than what it's selling for because I had a connection to get it that way. But when we went and got the tag for it, we got charged what the car value is.
Yeah.
Because they go by the value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that here now too.
I like to have fell out.
And that's a whole bunch of bull anyway. You pay sales tax on how many times.
Yeah.
Right.
It should be paid once. You bought it. It was bought once. It should have been paid the sales tax then when it was new, and that's it.
Right. I think one tag should stay with that one car, and you had to buy that one tag, and that's it. That's what I believe it should be like.
Well, that's another thing. Yeah, the tag could stay with the car.
Right. And I believe that's the way it should be.
Here you can transfer them for $5.
Right. Well, you could do that here, but now you can't do that. And if you do take your tag off one car and you go buy another one and stick it on there, then they're gonna get you for switch tags. So yeah, it used to be like that here. But then it's like now it's just like you go buy a tag every time.
I seen in California people were stealing people's license plates.
They do here too.
They do there too?
Yep, they do here too. These jokers are drilling holes in gas tanks and getting gas out of gas tanks.
No kidding.
I'm like, if they drill a hole in
their bravery.
Yeah, they ain't got no sense.
No, most of them are plastic tanks, so it just drill a hole through the plastic tank.
Right. But there's going to be still some heat there, even in plastic, because you got to have heat to melt the plastic.
Or just a screwdriver.
Right.
We got brave people like that around here. They like to drill into anhydrous tanks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Somehow they get it done.
It's crazy.
Of course, the people that are doing that, they're not brave. They're just whacked out stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. They ain't thinking, hey, watch me get all this anhydrous out of this thing.
Right. They either on that stuff or something badly wrong with them.
Yeah.
Well,
back in my day, we worked for it. Damn it! You know how much unleaded I drank?
Yeah. Have you seen the price of glue? I'm about to go kill my own horse. I am going to get off of here. I got to get my spaghetti eaten, and then I got to double check all my orders for finishing this friggin' ambulance. So make sure I got everything I need. You don't even know, man. I'm going to get up tomorrow. I got band practice, and as soon as I get back, I'm going to start pulling the motor back out of it. Again, this will be like the 16th time.
Whoa.
You need
I had to pull my motor out of my truck 4 times. just to get it in the right spot.
Well, wait till you see how I put this motor in. How I got to do it on my property out here. And I do it by myself. I don't get no help.
Right, me too. Mine's in my driveway beside the house, the flattest spot on the property.
If I wasn't 6'3" and 220 pounds, I wouldn't be doing this. There ain't no way. I got all the footage from it. Actually, most of my footage right now is kind of off and on because you get in a zone and taping slows you down. And I try to just tape as much as I can, little things. I don't want to be that guy where I'm just like, this is what I did it on that last video. This is what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to do it, and then I'll show you what I did. That's basically what it come down to. And I'm trying not to do that so much because it is pretty interesting how I get this motor in and out of this damn car.
Yeah, beside my driveway, it's like a brick house. It's got like a little lever there, and all my oil and transmission fluid, WD-40, and all my extra parts that come off the truck is laying on the ground. And my wife says, "Don't get that in the film. These people might think we crazy over here." I was like, "Well, just try not to film it."
It's awesome. Actually, the good thing about what I do out here on this driveway, it's a lot of mud and rock. Well, you know how they used to get rid of oil and stuff like that? You dig a hole, put a rock in it, and dump the oil down the rock. So whenever you don't even know that I spilled oil out here. And it's like, you got to recycle your antifreeze right down through the, it just friggin' disappeared. I don't know where it went.
I catch mine, and then if I got a 50-gallon drum, I'll take all my oil, put it in a 50-gallon drum, and I do my transmission fluid the same way, and then I sell it. There's a company.
I'll walk into O'Reilly's with jugs.
Burner in my shop, so I'm starting to save all of it.
I'm actually looking for one. I thought about making one, but
I've looked into that, and I've known a couple of guys that burnt the shop down doing it, and no.
I've got
I think I'll buy one.
I've got a decent wood burner, and that shop in there, you really can't see it, but I've got a whole brick chimney. The whole thing goes out. So I just need it. I've got so much used oil.
Oh man, you change your oil one time, you could heat your house for 6 years.
Oh, with the semi,
Lord, yeah.
That's why we got a cat. We got one cat left, and we had two, but the buckets, for cat litter. I got 7 or 8 of those out there that are full of oil, and then all these cars. I change the oil every year, like twice a year. Well, once a year, really. And then my Power Stroke, it's 3-4 gallon every change. And I'd need to look into getting a fuel burner, like an oil burner.
Yeah, they work really well.
So efficient that you don't even see smoke now. It's just
it puts out more heat.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot more heat than anything.
We had those clean burn systems, and they worked really well. They use air also in there to blow the. I think they blow the oil out into the flame.
Yeah.
Basically,
the only thing you gotta watch is you can't have brake cleaner mixed in with it because it'll burn the target plate up inside.
Yeah, when you dump it, you never take the bottom part of it out because all the gas and everything will sink to the bottom of it, and it'll concentrate down in the bottom, and that shit explodes.
Quick.
Yeah.
Really, really quick.
That's why it's probably best I pull it out of my diesel. To pull it out of my diesel is just like running a damn kerosene heater.
Yeah.
With a little more stink. But I'm going to get my butt inside.
All right, Jay. Have a good night.
Great seeing you, Irish.
You guys take care.
Good seeing you, buddy.
See ya.
Actually, I think I'll I think I'll close her up for tonight. I'm beat. That heat just got me. Oh, look at there. There you go, Landon. Have fun.
he has 4 doors too, so he can take all 3 of them.
Oh man!
All right, let's see everybody in the chat. See you later, there, Out of Salvage. Thanks for all your help.
Oh yeah, anytime. Good talking
Great
to y'all.
seeing y'all.
You too. See you later, Bubba, Landon, Renegade, Ari. There's some other dude in there too. All right, I gotta find my mouse.
We'll see you on the next one, Buck. And Renegade, welcome to BareRose Garage. You're an official member. As soon as I find that button in, I push it. And it's great seeing y'all. And we'll catch y'all next week. In the meantime, get out there and get some metal hot. We'll catch you on the next one.